What's good, everybody? Welcome into Early Edge Live. It's hard to believe, but Week 7 has already arrived in the National Football League. I, of course, am the coach. This is the Early Edge. We do it every single day at 10 a.m. in the morning. And also, every time there's a big primetime game, we are here. We are here for you. We'll do straight bets. We do props. If you have a prop that you like, then you're kind of on the fence about, put it into the chat, put the juice with it, and we'll try to get to as many as we possibly can. Now, I need you all to pound that like button for me. I need 500 tonight. Take down the chat, hit the like button, put it right back up because we've got a donkey ready for you. We have a goose ready for you. And if you want to participate in the gym, the old VJM, now called the gym, and you want to pick the first touchdown score of the game, plus 1,000, and try to get into the club and hang out with Prop Stars and Maestro, we encourage you to do that as well. We're completely interactive, so let's get started. Let's bring in the stars of the show. And look who I have at my disposal tonight, the absolute very best in the business. First and foremost, live from Nashville, Tennessee, the Pit House level. He can do it all, and he does it all for us at SportsLine. M Squared, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Coach. Proppy AB, great to see you guys. Look, I love this game. That's all I'm going to say about it. I love this game. It's going to be an awesome Thursday night football game.
Oh, I love the Saints. Did you say you love the Saints tonight, Mikey? Oh, okay. We'll get back to that. Also live from Nashville, Tennessee, 8 floors below. He hangs out in the janitor's closet doing work. AB, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, Mike, Props, everybody in the Early Edge crew. Yep, great to see you. Excited about this game, too. I love it as well. I think we're finally going to get an exciting Thursday night football game. At least that's what me and the boys over here in the janitor's closet have been talking about all day.
There's actually people Never mind.
All right, I pay them. Yeah, I pay them for it. Yeah.
That's true. They got to play. Now, today, so many of you hung out with us this afternoon in the prop shop, and the man himself is here with us as always. He is Prop Stars. Alex, good evening, sir.
Coach, what's good? Mikey AB, great to see you. I've got some quick housekeeping I've got to get to. First and foremost, thanks to everybody who hung out with us on the prop shop. That is awesome. I look forward to that every week. Number 2, as you can see over my left shoulder region, we've got Goose. He is exhausted. He's been working on the Goose Parlay all day long. As you can see, he's getting a much-needed nap after putting in all that work. He's cooked up something very special. Last but not least, I got to give a quick shout-out / bone to pick with Uncle Dave, suggesting that he wanted to get into the club tonight, but he offered a ticket of DeAndre Hopkins at plus 675. Dave, what is going on, buddy? That is not how you get into the club. That's how you get booted from the club. Right, Coach?
Hashtag embarrassing. Hashtag rookie move. That's all I have to say about that. By the way, Eric in the chat says, Prop Shop was awesome. If you guys haven't hung out with the Prop Shop, literally, you can call in, tweet in, and you can ask Alex directly a question on any prop you want. That's every Thursday at 3 o'clock Eastern time. That's any prop you want, and he can answer it. It's unbelievable. The Prop Shop is open every single Thursday. But we got a lot of best bets to get to before we even get to those props. And Mikey, am I going to do it again? I don't know. But I'm going to have you start because I know you do. I'm literally 0 for 10 or something like that, but we'll get to that. What do you like tonight, big boy?
All right, first housekeeping. The Donkey Parlay is up on SportsLine now. I just clicked save, so if you are a SportsLine member, get it now if you want to. So for tonight's game, I like the Arizona Cardinals money line. I played it on Tuesday at minus 118. It has moved in my favor since then. I don't hate it at this point still. It's not something I'm going to recommend playing at that point. Do what you will with that. Just start to watch the show on Tuesday if you can. You'll get a lot better number in a lot of cases like this. But I think this is a fantastic spot for Arizona on a short week catching the Saints here. Look, they're still banged up. They get Olave back, but they are a banged-up team. They get to focus on Alvin Kamara a little bit here, but it's really all about the Cardinals at home with DeAndre Hopkins back. Robbie Anderson, the addition, not going to play a ton, but still a threat out there on the field when he's competing with someone like A.J. Green. Look, I like the spot for the Cardinals. I think they grab a win here. I played them on the money line.
All right. I will say that the speculator, Jason Spector, yes, and whoever named that, I need you to tweet me because I owe you $100. Who came up with the speculator? I need to know. But he's not ready for a showdown with Mikey yet. We got to crawl before we can walk, if you know what I'm saying. Now, Earlier today, Alex was very bullish on a couple of players. Now, prior to the show, we talked just a little bit. He said, this is my favorite play of the night. Wow. Alex, you're up.
2 props. First up, Zach Ertz under 17.5 yards, longest reception. Quick shout out to my guy, Prop Bet Guy on Twitter. He was the first one that put this out there. I love this play, so I just wanted to give him credit for tipping me off to this. This is just a great spot, in my opinion, to fade Zach Ertz. The Saints are number 1 in DVOA against opposing tight ends. They've allowed just 1 reception over 18 yards to a tight end this season. Zach Ertz has only 2 receptions over 18 yards this season. His ADOT is only 7.6 yards. That's not terrible, but if we look at guys who stretch the field at the tight end position, like Mark Andrews, Kyle Pitts, Darren Waller, their ADOTs are in the 11 to 12 range. So Zach Ertz does not get a lot of targets deep down the field. Also, the Saints defense is banged up, but they're healthy at both safety positions. Tyrann Mathieu, Marcus May, both very good safeties. They're going to be handling Zach Ertz tonight. I just don't think at this stage of his career, he's got a lot of yak ability, yards after the catch, and this is just my favorite angle to fade Zach Ertz, under 17.5 yards for his longest reception. The other prop I've got is Kyler Murray, over 33.5 rushing yards. Gave this out on Twitter Spaces earlier today. He's coming off of his best rushing game of the season. Had 10 carries for 100 yards against the Seahawks. No James Conner tonight for the Cardinals. No Darrell Williams either. Eno Benjamin is the lead back, and he's just not really a threat to run the football. He's a good third down back. He's a good pass catching specialist, but the Cardinals really need to have a more balanced offensive attack. They're going to need to rely on Kyler Murray to generate some rushing yards. This Cardinals offense, in my opinion, has been largely ineffective because of how one-dimensional they've been. Opposing defenses just can line up with nickel or dime personnel because they really have no threat of running the football. Eno Benjamin has combined for, I think, 62 rushing yards in his 2 starts with James Conner on the shelf. So I really think they're going to need Kyler Murray's legs to generate some rushing yards, keep this offense balanced. That's why I like Kyler Murray over 33.5 rushing yards tonight. I played up to 35.5.
By the way, what do you think about Zach Attack's play on Ertz under 47.5 receiving yards? Right now, it's right around 45.5, 46 in a lot of places.
Again, this is as difficult as a matchup as it gets against the Saints defense. Number 1 in DVOA versus the tight end, but Zach Ertz should still get a healthy amount of volume. And this reminds me of that prop that we played 3 or 4 weeks ago when we faded Tyler Higbee's under longest reception. I forget who the opponent was, but he ended up with 14 targets, and he didn't have a reception over 12 yards. I expect something very similar to Zach Ertz. That's why his longest reception is by far my favorite angle to fade him. I think he might get there on sheer volume alone because of the fact that there's just not a lot of trust between Kyler Murray and these pass catchers, but I think this is by far the best spot to fade Zach Ertz, in my opinion.
All you had to say was you didn't like it. Damn. All right, AB, I have a feeling that the quarterback whisperer has something that he has cooked up tonight, maybe a few different angles to attack this game. You're up, big boy.
Oh, yes. These two are the worst quarterbacks in the NFL in primetime games. Now, we're going to attack this because I think we have the game script completely written out of how tonight is going to go. All right, so let me put the picks on the screen here. First up, Andy Dalton is throwing an interception tonight. You want to know a nugget? You want to know the best nugget of the NFL season that you're going to hear. Andy Dalton has lost 5 straight primetime games by 17 points or more. 5 straight. He's worse than Kirk Cousins. He's worse than anyone. All right? He's putting one in the air.
Whoa. Let me get you. I hate to ruin your flow. I really do.
Go.
But I just had an idea. If you don't mind. We love to play these quarterback interception props, right? But I will say this. Let's take it a step further tonight, AB. I just came up with this. If both quarterbacks throw an interception, we pick 2 winners in the chat, and we send them out some early edge swag. But both have to throw an interception. Are you cool with that?
I love it. That's a great idea.
All right. So what do they need to write into the chat in order to participate? What can we say?
I tell you what, everybody in the chat, write no fly zone and include your Twitter handle in there. So no fly zone, Twitter handle. Yep.
All right. No fly zone, Twitter handle. Carry on.
Thank you, sir. I love that. That's a great idea. All right. So we're going to go Andy Dalton because here's the deal. We're also playing the over 43.5. And yes, I understand that Unders in Thursday Night Football are 5-1, but both of these quarterbacks have horrific primetime records here, and we're going to see fumbles, interceptions, short fields that are going to lead to increased scoring opportunities for both teams. So we're going to play the over 43.5. We're also going to play the Cardinals team total over 23.5 at plus 100. I'll tell you what, the Saints want to win this game. The Cardinals have to win this game. And the Cardinals are going to do everything they can to push the tempo up and move the ball down the field. Understand, the Saints have the worst pass rush in the NFL. All right, the worst pass rush rate in the entire NFL. Kyler is going to have time to throw. Kyler's going to have time to run. So the chess match is going to be early in the game, Kyler running to bring those safeties up and then hit you over the top. Kyler's going to have a big game tonight on both sides. Lastly, Will Lutz, Saints kicker, over 1.5 field goals, minus 125. This dude's a machine. The Saints will probably look to get these as early as possible when they can. Again, short fields, they lead. Well, short clocks and quick field goal opportunities. So we're going to play those 4. There you
go. I'm befuddled on Kyler Murray. I still don't know what to expect from him tonight. I really don't know what to do with his props tonight, but we'll get to him shortly. AB, great job, and I can't wait to give away 2 winning swag bags from the early edge, which I will buy myself with my own money. Despite how much I've lost this week in showdowns, I still have a little bit left. Now, let's start with the big names here. Mikey, I'm coming to you because Alvin Kamara has several different ways to attack his game tonight. His catch totals at 4, juiced to the over pretty heavily, minus 136. Yardage 33.5. We're already on that, minus 147 now, so it's going up. And then his combo is 99.5, minus 146. Anything you like here with Alvin Kamara?
Yeah, I like quite a bit with Alvin Kamara, but I'll preface it by saying I'm on the Cardinals in the game, so I'm expecting a neutral or trailing game script from him. Andy Dalton here will have to check down quite a bit to him tonight, in my opinion. So I like Kamara's overs. I like him in the receiving game the most. But yeah, I'm certainly not taking unders on Alvin Kamara tonight.
All right, Alex, what do you think about the Saints' biggest weapon?
I like Kamara. Obviously, there's a lot to like. He's got a very versatile skill set. I also prefer him when Andy Dalton's at quarterback versus Jameis Winston. When Jameis Winston plays, he rarely checks down to his running backs. He looks deep down the field most of the time. So we're seeing Kamara's usage increase with Andy Dalton at quarterback, which certainly benefits his props. So I'd lean over on his receiving yards. I think Maestro's angle of attacking that is my favorite way too. So that would be what I would go with.
You know, today on the prop shop, I thought it was really one of the callers called in. He had these great stats on Juwan Johnson, the tight end, and my book still has him at 27.5, and other books had him north of 30. Can you hit him, please?
Yeah, I really like Juwan Johnson in this matchup. The Cardinals have been just brutal against tight ends. I mentioned how the Saints are the number 1 in DVOA against opposing tight ends. This Cardinals defense is 32nd, so we're looking at arguably the worst defense at covering tight ends. We've seen spike games from pretty much every tight end that the Cardinals have faced as well. Looking back at Dallas, Goedert had that monster game. So this is a great spot for Juwan Johnson. Also, Adam Troutman is going to be inactive tonight. So Johnson should get a very, very healthy target share. I like him a lot. He's coming off his best game of the season. I think it was 4 receptions for 46 yards. So this is a good spot for him. I like his yards. I really like his receptions at 2.5. His yards opened, I want to say, around 25. It's since steamed up close to 30. I prefer his receptions, since you can find it on a lot of books, around 2.5 at plus 100 to minus 105. So that's my favorite angle to attack with Juwan Johnson, but this is a great matchup for him.
So you like him, the over 2.5. You like that. You think
Correct.
He'll get 3 catches tonight?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I got to play that before it goes to 3. AB, I love coming to you on totals, and we have a chat question on the first half total, which you have been nailing lately. It's 21.5. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, 21.5. I mean, they kind of got you on the hook. 20.5 would be a whole lot better. But let me say this. All right. The Saints are actually much better in terms of scoring with Andy Dalton this season than they are with Jameis Winston. Let me give you a couple stats here. The Saints, in Andy Dalton's 3 starts, they've hit the over for the full game in all 3 of them. All right. At least 53 combined points in all 3 of those starts this year. They're scoring 30 points a game and giving up 30 points a game, right? I mean, they are extremely consistent. I like the over here. Honestly, like I really do think that we're going to see a quick tempo game tonight. We're going to see both teams push it because, quite frankly, what do you have to lose? And with Arizona, they absolutely have to win this game. So if they're pushing it and putting in a touchdown quick, New Orleans is going to come right back, right? Like, I think it's going to be a pretty good game. Like, it might be sloppy, but long story short, I like that over. I'm bullish on points tonight.
All right, stay away from the first half under. Alex, go.
Yeah, some interesting news I just wanted to bring up really quickly. Jameis Winston is actually going to be active tonight, and there was a report that just came out that there is, quote, a real chance that Andy Dalton will remain the Saints starter going forward. So this could be a turning of the tides. Looks like this might be Andy's job going forward for the Saints, or certainly his job to lose. So interesting to see how he plays tonight.
Hey, and real quick, one thing to mention as well. Understand that Dalton's going to start the game, right? Jameis, as Props mentioned, active. Who knows what action he gets. Taysom Hill is going to be active in this game tonight. Like, they're going to use the hell out of him, especially near the red zone, because their red zone touchdowns have just been abysmal. I think they're like they scored 1 touchdown in 5 red zone trips the last 5. Taysom is going to get work tonight too. So yeah, be careful on Dalton props, except for the interception. Other than that, yeah, like you're going to see a lot of Saints, kind of different formats of what they're going to look like.
All right, back to Alex.
Real quick, I just wanted to hit on this. We've got some good news as far as if you're taking Juwan Johnson. Adam Troutman is inactive tonight. That is certainly good for Juwan Johnson's props. He should get all the snaps at tight end. Also, as far as Kyler's rushing prop, I was anticipating this, but it's also good to get confirmation. Both Darrell Williams and James Conner are both inactive. Those are the Cardinals' 2 starting running backs. So Eno Benjamin will be the starter tonight, but as we've seen, he just has 62 combined rushing yards over the last 2 games. I really think Kyler's going to have to rely on his legs tonight to generate rushing offense for the Cardinals.
Jeffrey in the chat says, I love the info. I'm all ears. This is what we do. This is our job. We love it so very much, but we appreciate the appreciation. This kind of stuff you don't get everywhere. I mean, this is digging deep. Now, Mikey, let me come to you because there is a player that is coming back tonight that I've loved coming out of Ohio State, and his number is over 62.5. I do not have the juice right in front of me. But, of course, I'm talking about Chris Olave. What do we make of him tonight as a weapon for Andy Dalton?
I mean, look, he's a great player. He's a great weapon. I don't think it's necessarily the best spot for him, in my opinion. I think we see more checking down to Alvin Kamara than anything. I think he can get to this number through sheer volume. We've seen him get there essentially in 1 catch. However, I have a slight lean towards the under on his play tonight.
Okay. And for him, his catch number is over 4.5, minus 115. And, well, his number's actually coming down a little bit. So, to Mikey's point, it's now at 59.5. Alex, go.
Yeah, he's going to be tangling with Byron Murphy Jr., very good cornerback for the Cardinals. We don't think of the Cardinals of having great defense, but they do have a corner who I would put in the upper echelon, maybe not the elite, as far as like a Patrick Surtain shutdown corner, but he's a very good corner, and he's likely going to shadow Olave, coupled with the fact that, as Mike mentioned, Dalton checks down a lot. He doesn't drive the field, so I actually prefer Olave props if Jameis was playing, but Andy Dalton just doesn't really have the ability to hit him down the field. So I think Mike's right as far as volume's concerned, but could be a tough night for Olave.
Jeremy in the chat says, I'll find out how the game went tomorrow. The pregame Amazon Prime is trying to shove crap I did not ask to see. Peace out. I tell you all the time, people want this information. They don't care about the fluff. They care about what is going to help me make money and what is going to help me make a decision. All these pregame shows, because I was at ESPN for 10 years, they don't do what fans want. They don't. This is what fans want. This is what fans want. All right. Now, AB, I'm not coming to you because you're producing the show. I'm coming back to Mikey, however, because we had a question in the chat on the yardage total for Andy Dalton. You heard what AB just said about Andy Dalton, Mikey, but can we attack any of his props tonight?
Yeah, I think you can lean towards the under, but it's not super comfortable just because, again, we keep talking about Alvin Kamara and the checkdowns. Alvin Kamara can grab 100 receiving yards for Andy Dalton on passes that go 3 to 4 yards. So I think that there are paths for him to get there. However, if Jameis is truly going to be active and actually available to play, things aren't going well, he could take over at any time. We could see a lot of Taysom Hill. So I'm certainly not taking Andy Dalton overs. If I was taking anything, it would be an under.
Okay. That is one of those things you have to keep an eye on when it's not Brady or Rodgers or Mahomes, and there is iffy. Is as long as he starts, those numbers are active, and if he comes out, you still got to pay. You still got to pay it. All
Coach,
right, Alex,
real quick,
Yeah.
if you don't mind, just to jump on what Mike was saying. The last 2 weeks, the Saints have led the NFL with 463 rushing yards over those 2 games. Like, what they're doing is doing it on the ground. Like, Andy Dalton in that game against the Bengals, like, it felt like they were, high flying, putting it all over the place. He had 160-something yards, right? Like, this team is doing it on the ground. I'm not saying that is exactly how it goes down the night, but just to back up what Mike was saying, like, yeah, like, it's kind of unders on Dalton, but the team will put up yards on the ground.
Yeah, Huton in the chat says Andy Dalton passing completions 18.5. I think you know the answer to that now. Lean to the unders. Now, Alex, based off of what AB just said, when we look at the rushing props for the Saints, all I'm seeing is Kamara, Ingram's low, and Taysom Hill's at 31.5. Anybody to attack on the Saints side based off of what AB just said?
I kind of like fading Taysom Hill here. His yards is pretty high. It's going to require him getting either 7 or 8 plus carries, which we don't really see Taysom Hill being utilized as a tight end, as a quarterback, as a running back. It's just hard to bank on the consistent floor with him to get 8 rushing attempts. He'll also need to bust off a big run, in my opinion. The Cardinals' rush defense has also been average, slightly above average at times. So that'd be my favorite angle to attack is Taysom's under rushing yards. I think they're all fairly efficient lines, though.
And I just played it as you were. I wasn't about to wait till you were done. So I got it at 31.5 right now. So it's still available at that number. We're about 5 minutes away from needing to do the donkey, the goose, the gem. Are we at 500 yet? Are people?
We are not. We're at 300 likes. So we need 200 likes right now. We've got 900 people watching. Hit that like button right now. Let's get it.
Alex.
2 things I just wanted to touch on really quickly. One is the Cardinals pass catchers. Nuke Hopkins, DeAndre Hopkins returning to the lineup for the Cardinals tonight. Obviously, great timing with Marquise Brown landing on injured reserve. He had been functioning and serving as the Cardinals' #1 wide receiver. DeAndre Hopkins, after a 10th-month layoff and a 6-week suspension, will be returning tonight. His impact is going to be great. I think he's going to be rusty. However, in games that he is active compared to games that he is inactive, the Cardinals average 12 additional points per game when he is on the field. So even just his presence alone is going to greatly benefit these complementary and tertiary players on Arizona. So I think the Cardinals are very happy to be getting Nuke Hopkins back in the lineup. One of the guys I just wanted to touch on real quickly, Rondale Moore, their starting slot receiver. If you recall, we played him last week. Very encouraged by his usage, by his involvement in this offense. However, we've seen his numbers start to rise. I think they're pretty efficient where they are. I like attacking him via volume tonight. I like his reception line. If you can find a decent price of 4.5 receptions, that's my favorite way to attack Rondale Moore tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty juicy right now. It's over -150 at a lot of books, so that one may be a little bit too high. But, Mikey, as I come to you, let's talk about DeAndre Hopkins for a second. That was great information from Alex. His number 5.5 -118, 63.5 -130. But this is his first game. People forget he missed time because of testing positive for PED. So where will his mind be at tonight? Where will his body be at tonight? Your thoughts?
Yeah, so I love his overs on alternate lines. That'll definitely be in the donkey that's coming up, but I'm not quite there on the full number. It's if you're confident he's going to be out there for essentially replacing Marquise Brown's role and playing every snap, then yes, absolutely over 63, over 73, over 77, all of them, right? Okay. Not exactly sure that that's going to be the case. I think that he might be out there still on the field, but I do think it is a situation where it opens up a little more for Rondale, opens up more for Kyler to take off and run himself as well. So I'm not playing Hopkins over pregame. However, if it's something that you can watch live in game, I think there could be interesting opportunities live betting that number all the way up to 100. We'll know very, very quickly what the intent is with DeAndre Hopkins.
Hey, can I add one thing on top of that?
Of course.
DeAndre Hopkins, what both Mike and Props were talking about. Here's how important that he is to their offense. Kyler Murray with DeAndre Hopkins on the field has won 62% of his games. Kyler Murray, without DeAndre Hopkins on the field, has won 35% of his games. Like, that's how large of a percentage that it is with just him on the field. He literally opens up everything for them. So, yeah, I mean, he's coming back. He hadn't played in 10 months, but him being on the field makes a massive difference for this team.
If this game script, Alex, goes that way, there is a big name on the Cardinals that we talked about on the prop shop today that is getting nothing this year. Numbers are low, but when you talk about A.J. Green, over 2.5 minus or plus 142, seriously, over 20.5, only minus 112. The books don't think he's going to get anything tonight.
It's hard to be encouraged by A.J. Green. He doesn't have a reception for over 10 yards this entire season. The guy looks completely cooked. Listen, I hate speaking disparagingly about potentially a Hall of Fame player. The guy's had a phenomenal career, but he is just not at that level anymore. Far more reputation than actual game at this stage in his career. Plus, we have Robbie Anderson joining this Cardinals team as well. He's likely going to take some snaps away from A.J. Green, who just has not been effective whatsoever. I think he's a great spot to fade, whether it be his longest reception under 14.5 yards or his under 2.5 receptions. I just don't see him getting to either of those numbers tonight. I just think A.J. Green is far past his prime.
I got to pull the trigger on that. By the way, we are crossing the top of the hour, and we are still not there yet. Do you guys think I'm kidding? Do you think we're going to give you the most fun bets of the entire week if you don't earn it? We worked all day, and you can't simply hit the like button? Are you serious right now?
How many viewers do we have, Coach?
We need 70 likes. That's it. 70 likes. That's it.
We have 1,000 people watching?
Yeah.
Live? What is it? Over 900?
Yep.
Come on. All right. We're going to do the gym first, and if we don't get to 500, we're not doing the donkey. We're not doing the goose. We're not. SportsLine members can get it. That's it. All right, so we're going to reverse it tonight. So we're going to do the gym across the top of the hour. By the way, we're on the Astros today. It is the top of the second scoreless down there in Houston for anybody who is wondering. All right, we're going to do the gym first because you guys didn't do your job. Now, this is a fun bet. There is a very exclusive nightclub somewhere that Maestro and Alex have been popping bottles for weeks, bragging about it ad nauseum, infuriating, embarrassing for the rest of us. But tonight's our night. But here are the rules. Mikey named this. It's now the gym, but he named the segment, so Mikey always gets to go first. Who do you like tonight, M Squared?
I like Zach Ertz, despite I agree with Proppy on fading some of him. Where I think he will still be active, though, is in the red zone. There's going to be all the attention in the world on two things: DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray's legs. That is when Zach Ertz pops open for a 6-yard receiving touchdown from Kyler Murray here. Love this number. Love this play on Zach Ertz. It is my favorite way to play him tonight, plus 1,200.
I just saw the image in my head of him pounding the other guys on the helmet as he scores that touchdown. It's going to drive me insane. All right, now he's earned the right to go second during the gym. Alex, you're up.
We're going Kyler Murray. He's our guy tonight, Coach. I mentioned how I think he's going to have a big game with his legs. Let's take him for the first touchdown. He's got 22 career rushing touchdowns, and this is just his 4th season. He's obviously a serious threat when he gets into the red zone. No Darrell Williams, no James Conner. Those guys accounted for a lot of yards and touchdowns last season, so it's got to be Kyler Murray, in my opinion. I do like Mike's play of Zach Ertz quite a bit, though, as well.
I'd have a bone to pick with you earlier today. It's embarrassing that you're offering to bring somebody into the club if you hit it again. That's not going to happen. All right, AB, you're up, big boy.
Yes, sir. Look, if you want to get in the club, get you an ale, dude, you throw it to Rondale. That's exactly how this thing is going down tonight. All right, I'm telling you, Arizona is going to push the tempo from the very start of this game. They're going to test New Orleans both on the ground with Kyler and deep and just play head games with the Saints secondary there. Rondale's getting this one. It's going to be a deep one. There you go.
All right. Well, Jake the Snake, our newest producer, he's on Mark Ingram. The problem with that is he just doesn't see a lot of the field. So plus 1,200, he may see it inside the 10. And I immediately, after the prop shop today, I was not wasting any time getting Juwan Johnson in before anybody else because I knew somebody would. At plus 1,600, when we know he's going to be a big-time target share tonight because everybody else is out hurt. I love this number. I love this play. And, Alex, just make sure there's a cold one waiting for me inside the club tonight, please, because I'm going to be thirsty. Now, AB, are we over 500 likes?
We are. They have done their job.
Okay.
Well done.
They've done their job. All right. Very, very good. Thank you, everybody at home. Mikey, it's donkey time. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Arizona Cardinals.
Where's the music?
No music tonight, I don't think.
No music. Okay.
All right. Cardinals over 3.5, or Cardinals plus 3.5. The over 33.5 in the game. Kyler Murray over 199 passing yards. Kyler Murray over 29.5 rushing yards. Kamara 19.5 receiving yards. DeAndre Hopkins 49.5 receiving yards. Eno Benjamin 9.5 receiving yards, and Jawan Johnson 9.5 receiving yards. Plus 525 before the boost. You can use a boost on DK tonight. That will make this a lot bigger payout.
And for those
Better late than never.
That's true. Better late than never. That's the story of AB's career. All right, now that is the donkey, but we give you so much more than that. We also give you the goose. And see, Goose is now back in the lab. As you can see, he's no longer on the bed behind Alex because he never stops working.
Yep.
But what do we have tonight, big boy? What do we got?
We've got the Goose SGP, and that is Goose's music. First up, we've got under 30 points for the New Orleans Saints, under 29 points for the Cardinals, over 30 rushing yards for our guy Kyler, over 10 yards receiving for Jawan Johnson, under 70 receiving yards for Zach Ertz, under 55 receiving yards for Traquan Smith, under 60 receiving yards for Marquez Callaway. Put that all together before any boost, we get plus 425 odds. I want to say real quick that I missed that 9.5 yard line on Eno Benjamin that Mike put in. I love that for a potential leg. So if you're adding this now, I wouldn't mind adding that to the goose at all.
All right. Very, very interesting. Dominic asked, do members get the parlays? Yes, you do get the donkey earlier in the day. But what time do you normally post those for members, Mikey?
So I have two. I have a same game parlay that I put out much earlier in the day, sometimes between 9 a.m. and noon. The donkey parlay tonight, a little later coming out. It came out when we went live on the show, but typically will be 2 hours or so before kick on the donkey. Once we have a good idea on inactives, official inactives, or once they are actually out, then we'll get into them. With some of these, you have to be careful waiting for inactives when you're playing some of those alt lines.
And your parlay package that you sell at SportsLine is going what now? $399, right? $399 for your parlay package. Is that how much?
$499 for the rest of the season. Yeah.
$4.99 for the rest of the season. Classic. That's not how we do it here at SportsLine. No, it's $10 a month for everybody. $4.99 for the. Stop it! Oh my God! It drives me bananas.
Coach, real quick.
Yes.
The streets are talking. They're saying that you're giving out 30 days for free right now with a promo code. Is that right?
Oh, I guess that I am. How about use the promo code early for all of you naysayers out there and all of you who want to go and spend thousands of dollars before you bet. Yes, you still have to spend money to make the bets. They don't pick them for you. You then have to spend more money. Not here. But I'll give you 30 days for free. All my cappers, all the guys you see on the screen, you get everything they do for one very low price of $0 for 30 days. Then after that, I promise you, you'll stick with us for a very, very long time. Now, we've got about 10 minutes left, but we only have about 5 minutes left in the show. So we're going to redo our best bets and then do our final thing on the show and get the hell out of here and enjoy the games tonight. So let's put those best bets back up there for people who came after the top of the hour. If you want to get some last-minute bets in, here they are. Alex, quickly, what are your two?
Zach Ertz under 17.5 yards, longest reception. Shout out Prop Bet Guy for tipping me off to that one. And we've got Kyler Murray over 33.5 rushing yards.
All right, Mikey, who do you like?
Cardinals minus 118 on the money line. Unfortunately, the price is gone, so we will plug the Tuesday afternoon mega preview one last time. Please watch that show, get the best of the number. Let's go Cardinals.
It is so important to watch on Tuesday, or if you watch on demand, do it Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. Do not wait till today. Maestro is on Alvin Kamara. over 33.5 receiving yards. And Zach Attack is on Zach Ertz under. That number's a couple of yards higher than what it is at most books now. And AB, what do you like tonight?
Yes, sir. All right, we're going Andy Dalton over half an interception. We're going with the over 43.5 tonight. Cardinals team total over 23.5 at plus 100. And Saints kicker Will Lutz over 1.5 field goals.
All right, and the speculator. Somebody said, why didn't you go with Jay Spectacular? Well, because of what he does, he's a speculator, so it was a perfect name for him. He's on the Saints' other side. No showdown with Mikey, though. I'm not going to allow that yet. I've got to make sure that he sticks around, and that could just throw him into a tizzy. One quick question, Proppy. Would you take Murray over 36.5? That's got to be his attempts.
Murray's rushing yards? Yes, I would.
No. His attempts, 36.5 attempts.
Oh, excuse me, passing attempts. I think that's fairly efficient, but with the Cardinals' inability to run the football, I would lean over on it. Yes, so I do like it.
Okay, very, very good. All right, we like to do every single show, asking my guys exactly what's the one thing they're most looking forward to tonight. The information can help you tonight or maybe into the future. Mikey, start us off.
I'm looking forward to a big game from Kyler Murray with DeAndre Hopkins back. Hopefully they have a multi-score lead because I have a flight tonight that takes off at the end of the third quarter, and this game is on Amazon, so I won't be able to grab it on the plane. That's going to be a fun sweat seeing what happens when I land.
Oh, my goodness. I don't even want to know where you're going. Is it a long flight? Well, it doesn't matter.
Long enough the game will be over. Going to Austin, Texas, Formula One race this weekend.
Oh, my God. That's going to be so great. Say hi to America's Caddy. My man Michael Collins is down there this weekend. Walk up to him and say, hey, I know the coach. He will embrace you. I love him. All right, Alex, what are you looking forward to tonight?
I want to wish a safe flight to my guy, Mikey, but I am looking forward to hopefully what is a competitive football game. We've had some snoozers on Thursday Night Football. I'm interested to see DeAndre Hopkins back on this Cardinals offense. Here's an AB nugget for you. The Cardinals have only had the lead with 13 offensive snaps this season. That is an unbelievable statistic. The Bears have the second fewest snaps with the lead, and it's 31 offensive snaps. That's how much this Cardinals team has struggled. So I'm interested to see if DeAndre Hopkins can rejuvenate them a bit, and we can see this Cardinals offense look something like we saw last season where they were dynamic.
That was very AB-esque. Very AB-esque. AB, bring us home.
Yep, I'll tell you what. I'll give you another nugget here. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals are really only bad against the NFC West. Kyler Murray is 5-14 in his career against NFC West teams. Everybody else, 20-15. The man wins against everybody but his own division. He's outside the division tonight. Fascinated to see if they finally show up.
AB, how many games in a row has Arizona lost at home?
They have lost
8. I'll tell you, it's 8 games in a row. That's how many they've lost in a row. So all of these stats and all of these things are going to mean nothing. Now, am I challenging Mikey? No, I am not. I don't feel that confident, but I do feel confident that Kyler Murray and his incredible head coach, Cliff Kingsbury, will give us what we look for every single week. Everybody do it with me. After a play doesn't work, after taking 9 points off the scoreboard, I don't know why we can't score more than 12, because you took 9 points off the scoreboard. That's Cliff Kingsbury. He will be fired if they play like that tonight, which I believe that they will. And now we're about to go enjoy it. That's all the damage that we can do. We appreciate you taking the time, spending it with us. We love you all so much. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. From our entire crew, love them all. Everybody's going to be at the race. Say hi to Mikey. M Squared. Prop Stars. AB. Also, he was on the ones and the twos tonight producing while he was on the show. I, of course, am the coach. We're every day, every sport. It doesn't matter. The Sports Equinox Parlay. Hopefully you got it in. We gave it to you on Early Edge in 5, one of our 4 shows just today at the Early Edge. Good luck.